Eddie.
Is this how you guys do your content as well?
Yeah, pretty much. Kind of just
Nice,
sit here
nice.
and come up with an idea on the
How come sometimes there's like colored lights?
colored lights. Oh, because
in our
we have a
content.
smart light over there.
That changes
Like,
colour.
that changes color. But
Oh.
we upgraded our internet and we haven't. You have to connect it to the Wi-Fi. I don't
Right.
think we've done that. But you can like set it to different colors. At one point, I wanted to set up a code where if we changed it to certain lights, it would mean like a secret code that we'd know in the session.
Oh,
like,
that's sick.
but they were like, "Why don't you just say something?" I'm like, "Oh, true."
Yeah.
But I thought it'd be cool. Like, change it to pink, or if it's red, then the artist isn't vibing.
Yeah,
then-
one of my artists in New Zealand made me teach him like something in Chinese. So then if we're in the middle of a session and he wants to, the Chinese phrase would be like code word for like, should we go? Or like, are they good? Like,
Brutal.
but then, I don't know, I feel like it's a bit obvious, you know? Like,
Yeah,
Yeah.
why has
it's
this
kinda,
guy
it's
started
kind of
speaking?
sus, like,
Yeah.
be
And then
like,
you just
what the
leave.
hell? Yeah.
That would be
Just like
hilarious.
start speaking Chinese and then, oh, fuck, it's getting late.
Right.
Better go home.
Yeah.
One of us starts speaking Chinese in the session later.
Yeah.
We know
Oh,
what's
it's time
up.
to go to soak.
Oh, that's gonna be fun.
Yeah, so you've been doing music for ages, and also I want to say that even before we met last year, was it? Yeah, it was, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I'd always seen your content, and I thought you'd just be one of those people that I see on Instagram, but I never actually meet.
Yeah, fair.
So then we met you. I was like, oh, that's crazy, and you're
You came out of your way.
no,
to-
no, like it was.
It's like 10 minutes.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it's in Fitzroy. Like,
Yeah.
actually, no, we went out of our way, bro.
Yeah, 'cause you guys were at home, right?
We were here.
Yeah.
Yeah, but no, we had the session with Ella the day before, and Ella was like, "Oh yeah, come and meet Eddie." And we're like, "Oh, sweet."
Yeah.
We just,
Oh, crazy.
yeah, just like,
It was cool
because we only just met Ella, really.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then she was like, "Oh, come meet Eddie." We're like, "Bet, all right." And then we met you.
She's great.
Yeah, she's awesome. Like, she's gonna be one of those artists that you kind of like know she'll succeed.
Yeah.
Also,
Really want her to win.
Yeah, you
like-
want her to win.
She connects everybody.
She thinks
She
of
does.
people. She really thinks of people, and I hope she does well at her gig tonight.
yes.
Yeah.
But you've
While
been
we
doing for music. Yeah, you've been doing music for how long?
Maybe since I was like 14, so like 15 years.
And how long had you been doing that until you could go full time?
At least a decade. Oh,
That-
more than a decade. Like,
Mm.
I've been kind of like on and off full time. Like in 2018, I tried to do it, and I was like 20 and a bit naive. I don't know why I went to Brisbane. I feel like the music scene is very small, or I don't know.
You went there for
I
music?
can't speak about it now because I don't really know what it's like now. But back then, yeah, it's like, I think it was the idea of going somewhere else
Yeah.
and trying to fight for like what I love or believe in.
Mm-hmm.
And I was driving Uber Eats. But then driving is actually really tiring.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys done like I don't know, like imagine driving Uber Eats for 12 hours, like a 12-hour drive.
Yeah,
a
that's
day.
exhausting.
And not only are you driving, you're picking up and dropping off orders too.
Mm.
And then trying to do music.
Yeah, because initially I was like, oh, driving would be fun. I'll just drive and make... Bro, at the end of the night, I'm like, I've never been so tired. Yeah, I feel like driving's... I guess now there's like Tesla autopilot. You can just get the car to drive itself. But back then, yeah, man, it's crazy.
Well, there's like a video I watched recently about how unhealthy truck drivers' lives are. So I like, not that I'm a truck driver, but I could see how that, like, I feel like that's a step above being a producer in terms of being sedentary. Because
Yeah.
a producer, you're sitting down most of the time. Like,
I feel like our bodies aren't supposed to be always sitting down.
no
No.
way.
We're supposed to be... That's why everybody has back problems.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Right, I'm the hunchback of Notre Dame, especially when I'm playing games. But what would you say changed for you? When did it all click for you in terms of making it work?
For the most part, I don't think it was like a single thing. I
Mhm.
think it was just like probably after I finished uni. After I finished uni, COVID happened, so I started teaching because I was like, there's nothing else to do apart from... I started doing like beat battle competitions
Oh,
and stuff.
sick, yeah.
Kind of like what Kenny Beats
Yeah,
was doing, but like
Kenny
there's
Beats.
like DJ Spell,
Yeah.
Superstar, a bunch of like these producers running beat battle competitions, and that was like cool. Like won a few of those, got some income, but only because it was lockdown and I had time, and I got my teaching degree while I was doing that as well. Yeah, so the whole COVID period, I feel like I was just kind of at home and not really doing that much music stuff because the whole world's like shut down, you know. But it was after COVID was like kind of cooling down a bit. That's when I started going hard again. It was like going to LA, going all these different places. But it's like persistence. It's just like, I don't know. Firstly, it's like the thing that you have passion for, and then secondly, it's like, I don't know, just do something. But I didn't do it thinking that it was gonna do anything, you know. I think it's just like stacking like your song, your, what do you call it? Portfolio. It's like, I feel like that's the most important thing, because if you don't have a portfolio, and I've seen people like post about this too, it's like if you don't have a portfolio, people aren't gonna know what you do.
It's hard to be make an artist believe in you if you don't have anything to show them. And I relate to that, because I produced probably like 4 years before like we went full time. And it was hard to say that I was a producer when I hadn't really worked with any artists, but I had so many beats. I made so many beats, but I had no portfolio. And it was really hard for me to admit to other people who weren't in music to say, oh yeah, I'm a producer. They'll be like, show me some songs. And I'd be like,
just like beats on your laptop.
Yeah, they're just kind of like beats.
Drive.
Yeah.
There's so many different ways to go about it, because for me, I think I'm more about song making. But before that, I was making beats. But then it's like, I was at this summit, this like talk, workshop, seminar thing where I was like speaking. But then there's this other producer, I think his name was LMC or something. But he makes a lot of hip hop for massive artists. But the way that he runs his business is that he'll just send beat packs and beat packs and beat packs.
That's pretty common in hip hop, yeah.
He this is how he gets paid, because like, you know, he sends all these beat packs. You don't really know what people are doing with them, you know?
Yeah, it's hard to track.
The way that he makes money is he'll randomly find songs that people have released without his permission. Like huge artists, I can't remember who, but like huge. So his whole income is from suing, not suing, but like settling in court kind of thing.
Whoa.
I don't know if it's court, but it's like settling.
Yeah, like a DMC takedown.
Yeah, it's kind of like, well, you've released this without my permission, now I need to get paid. I don't know how accurate any of this is, but like something like that.
Well, I was actually talking to my friend Shango. He's a producer in London, and he has a type beat channel. He does Playboy Cardi type beats. Yeah. I think he's at like 30K now. Like he makes a living from his type beat channel. But we catch up every now and then. So we caught up maybe last week or so, and he was showing me the back end of what it really is like being a type beat producer. He says that he has to spend like 2-3 hours a day going on this site called Soundy or something. I forgot what it's called. But he puts his beat in there. It will show everyone who's made a song with the beat. He'll go through all the songs and then cross-check with the beat purchases on BeatStars and see if they actually bought the beat. And it's hard for him to tell if they've actually bought the beat or not. Then he has to go fill out a form for Spotify to take the song down. Then he has to go message the person who used his beat to pay him. And he has to do that for like thousands of beats.
That's so many hours.
Yeah. He has a spreadsheet with like 5,000 names on it.
I feel like if I was in his position, I'd only target the songs that have like over a certain amount of streams, because I wouldn't spend that time for $20. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, right.
If it was like, you know, got millions and millions of streams, like, you know how was it Bryson Tiller and J. Cole that used the same sample in their song? The Tale of, what was it? Tale of, no, I can't remember now. Yeah, but they, I can't remember now. But yeah, like they both use the same sample. Imagine that producer, and imagine if they didn't clear it. Like,
yeah. Wow, But what about your content? Like, how many iterations of content strategies did you try before we've arrived at what people know you for today?
I think for the longest time, I was just doing the generic shit that everybody does. Like, hey guys, I don't know, it'd be like me sitting on a couch and then just listening. You know, like the generic stuff, but that's so flooded. But at the time, it's like I just need to do something. But it's like people will just scroll on that. People don't really care about that because everybody's like, come watch me, look at me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But there's no value being provided.
Yeah, because it's like unless the song's really good, then it's like, whoa, this is a cool song.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then like I guess, like I don't know, I don't think I could ever be like a sing artist because like I see artists out there grinding and like lip syncing and it's like everybody's doing that, you know. But I've seen random artists really pop off from doing random shit while they're singing, like making tea.
Yeah.
And they're like, it's actually really hard to multitask and to make a tea and sing a whole song while you're, you know, doing that. Or like chopping onions and singing at the same time.
Just kind of like, what's it called?
It's like
a pattern interrupt. Like you expect someone to do the normal thing, but they're doing something that completely disrupts the pattern.
But also, it's one of those. Have you ever seen those TikToks where it's a split screen and it's like a video game at the bottom?
Yeah, Subway Surfers.
It's exactly like that, right?
It's like that because
form.
when you see the video, you're listening to the singing, but you're actually watching.
You're watching something else. Yeah.
You're like, it's like one of those things. Like, why am I watching this?
Yeah.
It's like catching like multiple senses at once.
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
How many iterations, like how many different content strategies did you try before you found the one that like is like working?
I feel like I didn't do any strategies at all ever. I feel like it all kind of just. I stopped doing the generic shit because it never worked, and then I just never posted. And then there was a period of time where I was like, a lot of my friends, like producer friends, they would just like grab the cover arts of everything they ever released every week or whatever weeks when there are releases. They would take those and make posts. Like maybe it's
like your producer friends?
Yeah. They would like, and then I started doing that too. It's like, you know, showing your portfolio. But then that only caters to like potential people that, I don't know, your friends would work with you kind of thing.
So like a general audience type of content strategy.
Like that kind of thing is just good to show people or like attract clients maybe, but it doesn't hit the general, like the public. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
and did you like, were you trying different types of content and then something along the lines of what you do now, like got traction and then you like just double down on that, or how did that happen?
So when I did my first Sydney trip ever, like for music, I met this girl called Amar, and she's like this pop singer-songwriter / indie pop / pop rock, like that kind of real gritty. She's super talented. Anyways, she was TikTok living every night. That's how it started. So she was doing TikTok live, and she told me she just made an absurd amount of money over the course of a year from TikTok live, and I was like
how did she make money though?
People would donate gifts because that's the whole TikTok system, right?
Yeah.
And I would watch her lives, and it's cool because there were three, like, firstly they were like maybe the most I've seen, like 200-300 people watching her just sing covers to a guitar on live, and then secondly, one thing I noticed was she would reply to comments in between lyrics.
Whoa.
What?
So then she'd be like, da, 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 yeah, thank you, Christy, for coming in. And then sing the next line.
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
The whole, like, for hours, she'd be able to do that.
That would be exhausting.
Yeah.
Yeah. But like, she did it effortlessly, and I was like, that's insane. Like, that's actually engaging.
Yeah.
It's like not only you're enjoying the music, you feel like you're having a interaction with the artist directly. You know?
And so that inspired you?
Yeah, I was like, that's crazy. You can actually pretty much make a living out of that. So then I started just doing it out of like, I want to try it now. So then, but I think you could only apply to go live once you had 500 followers.
Yeah.
So I made a TikTok account for starters. Then what did I do to get to 500? I don't know. I think I just kept posting stuff, but it took probably like a whole couple months to get to 500 people. And it's like half of them are like your friends, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And what are you at now on your platforms?
Like, I think TikTok's at like 242K.
Crazy.
This is, like in about a year.
That's insane, bro.
Just over a year now. But it grows exponentially.
Yeah.
So like, I don't know, from grinding from 500 followers to 5,000 took so long. Like I remember so the first kind of TikTok lives I did was I would play keys and just set up the camera and it'd just be me playing random songs, like cover songs on keys. And there'd be probably like 40, 50 people watching average. And that was chill. It would just be like at the end of the night, I'd just play for maybe like an hour or two and just talk to people. And I'd do the same thing. I'd play whilst looking at the screen the whole time, talking to people. And they'd be like, how is this guy playing and not having to look at the piano? Yeah. So it was like kind of like that. But that was like a small audience. I've also tried like cooking and just talking to people.
Yeah.
So this
food.
wasn't even production content necessarily.
You were just grinding.
I just wanted to go live.
Yeah.
It was kind of addictive. It's like
training the habit.
Yeah, but it was like I don't know, it hit dopamine hit. Every time you go live, there's people.
Yeah.
It's like, oh my god.
Real people. Well, maybe.
Real
Who
people,
knows?
And they're,
But
you know, and they're like talking to you, and you're like, oh, this is cool. It's like a whole new world, you know? Yeah, and then once I started doing that more, I was like, I wonder if I can just set up a camera while I do a session. So I did that, and I did that while I was like making beats and stuff, but that was also still just a small audience. And then one day, I think it was like New Year's. Oh no, actually a few months. Oh, that's another thing I did. I started inviting my friend Sam Nakamura, who's a guitarist, and my other friend Aaron, he's also a producer, but he was playing bass, and we would do like a live where we'd just play covers, but as a trio.
Oh, cool.
And I would make the beat on the spot, and we'd jam along to the drum beat. Or like before I go live, I drag like 10 different drum loops, so then we can play pretty much every song under the sun.
Yeah.
Within that.
Just like kind of generic drum loops. Like.
Yeah, and then we'd take requests. I called it, I think, jukebox jams or something.
And
Something
did you take donations on the lives as well?
Yeah, so people would gift. And sometimes it'd be decent, like $20 US.
Whoa.
But like, compared to what it used, like before that, it was a lot, you know, $20 for just like going live.
Yeah.
Doing something you would already do
just
anyway.
Like jamming, playing music.
Yeah. And that would, I think at most it pulled like maybe 500 people at once.
This is quite revolutionary, because I think there's a lot of artists who still are quite traditional. They could be doing the same thing as you, but they'll go busking instead, which is kind of like the old way to do it. But now you can just go live.
Playing the music, and I'd be replying to comments at the same time.
I feel like that's a whole nother level, and you can like have a way more professional setup, or like have a setup that's more comfortable for you as well.
But also like Sam is just like an elite guitarist. Like he's just like one of the best. So it's like not only is it like, I don't know, I guess it's cool to interact while you're playing, but it's like really well played, you know? And we're just no prep, just jump on and figure it out on the spot, take requests. Sometimes we'll like listen to it for 5 seconds, so we'll try and play it now. And we'll just do that, you know? And that was doing pretty well for a couple months, but then it stopped doing well. It would start like peaking around 500 to 100 people. So then I was like, okay, what if I just set the camera up while we do a session, like recording, like vocals and stuff? And that started pulling like 600, 700 people, like regularly.
That's a lot of people.
This is on TikTok?
Yeah.
Are you live on Instagram, TikTok at the same time?
I used to do Instagram, TikTok, and Twitch at the same time.
Oh, and Twitch.
And Twitch, I used to have like a guy who worked at Twitch and he was like supporting, and he was like putting me on the homepage and stuff.
Oh, damn.
And I was getting like heaps of traffic, but then that stopped. So then it kind of died with it. And then I was like, I don't know if I'll keep, I don't know. I feel like I need to like figure out transitions, and like, you know how Twitch has so many tools that you can use to make it look like a show.
Yeah,
I feel like I haven't done that.
Or even in like OBS and stuff, like different scenes and that.
Yeah, that's right. I haven't even touched that, because for the most part I was just setting up a camera and doing what I already did.
Yeah.
But also there's definitely something to be said about keeping it low effort in that sense as well, of like, I feel like if you make it too hard for yourself, it's harder to commit to it.
Oh, for sure. And then it's more discouraging when it doesn't work.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, whereas if I'm already doing what I'm doing, if it doesn't work, it's like, well,
I'm doing it
I do this
anyway.
anyway.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, this is how I, make a living anyway. So
Yeah.
it's not like it makes any difference to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I don't know, it started growing exponentially, and then I don't know, I think the most I've had is like 3.4K people
Whoa.
watching at the same time.
That's like concurrently. That's
pretty
huge.
Because I go on some like celebrity like talks and lives, and they don't even have that many people concurrently.
Yeah.
watching.
And you're just doing the session you'd be doing anyway.
Yeah, and at that point, I maybe had like 10K followers.
Wow,
And I had,
that's huge.
Yeah.
Like that's a third of your followers. I feel like on a live at once.
Yeah,
It's crazy.
most of them are non-followers.
Yeah.
But yeah,
That's like-
that's
the ratio is
The
crazy.
ratio is crazy, and the engagement's crazy. And then, but I didn't edit the clips at first because I was like, I'll just do TikTok lives and get donations or whatever, and it was crap. But then, at the start of last year, 2025, on New Year's Day, I did a session with one of my friends, Mishan. New Zealand's massive on reggae music because it's like kind of like an island. There's 2 islands, right? Island country. Everybody loves reggae. Yeah, so we were making something. I think it was like a ballad actually, and after the session, it pulled like 600 viewers. But then I was like, I'm just gonna edit this into like a little highlight, and then I'll post it, and that just blew up.
Wow.
And that's when I was like, okay, I'll just keep doing this.
Yeah. So, but do you still edit all the clips yourself as well?
Yeah. I found ways to make it easier for myself, but sometimes I wonder if I should go back to the old formula, because what I used to do was like I'd cut it to like me singing the harmony and then them copying me.
That was like that's how I
that.
found you.
I remember that.
I remember that. That
Whereas
was
now I just get them.
It's just like a highlight of them doing all the bits, right?
Yeah. I don't know. What do you guys like?
I like the OG, bro.
Yeah, actually,
the
that's
OG
what,
was sick.
that's what I
Yeah.
got to know you
Yeah,
from.
the
was
same.
Those videos where you're singing it, and and
that
also,
just takes more time. That took like
Yeah.
4 hours to edit a clip.
Would you
really?
Now
would you-
it takes me like 20 minutes.
Would you consider just like getting an editor though?
I don't know. I feel like because those videos, yes, they're generating engagement, but they're not generating income.
Right.
So I can't justify paying someone to do a job where I'm not getting anything.
But
for.
do you like maybe they're not directly generating income, but are they getting people to want to work with you? Are they?
I feel like the live streams already do that.
Yeah.
Right.
So I feel like the trade-off is not, it's not justifiable for me right now.
Yeah.
So for you, the lives are the
main
most important bit of the puzzle. 'Cause
for sure.
It's actually interesting because like I got to know you from the clips.
Yeah. Same.
Like
Same.
I think
Same.
I've only been on like maybe one of your lives.
Yeah.
No
I've
way.
actually never even been on your live.
No
Yeah, I've only
way.
ever watched your content.
Oh wow!
So it's
'Cause-
like
'cause
yeah, it's
the
interesting.
clip
when you
is
talk
just
about
like, oh, I'll just post something to kind of wrap up what we did live.
it. Yeah.
But
But
that's interesting
but this
you
is
say
what
that.
I'm saying. The other night, remember when I was like, oh, if you had a like strong call to action, you had a system behind that, then the content would actually generate you income, because then you'd have a system to like remember like do an introduction call, and you qualify them and see if they're gonna waste your time or not. But then it's a way for you to actually get work if you do the clips. But I'm still actually more interested in the live streaming, because how important do you think live streaming is going forward with all of this new technology like AI and everything?
I think that live streaming was when I started. Even when I started, like TikTok had already been doing it for a while, but I think TikTok was in promoting live streams.
It's like a newer.
Yeah, so then they would boost you just because you're live streaming for no reason. And I don't know if you've ever doom scrolled on the live section of TikTok, but most of it is just like there's people that they have like these gifts, and it's like, if you do a rose, I'll lift this dumbbell once.
Oh yeah. They're like incentivizing the donation.
It's almost like I don't know if you guys seen Black Mirror, but it's like
Yeah.
that episode where it's like
rating each other and stuff. Like
there's that one, but then there's one in the newer seasons where the dude is like he's like, for $20 I'll drink my own piss.
Oh,
yeah,
that one.
yeah.
Yeah. And then he does some crazy thing.
Yeah, for $50,
Yeah.
for $500 I'll
Yeah.
pull out a tooth.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
He starts doing, and it
but
goes,
it's
keeps
like that on a
ramping
small
up.
scale
Yeah,
already.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
like what is it? It's like there's ones where there's like a little propeller, and there's like fish food or like some kind of thing, and if you pay enough money to donate gifts, it'll break the bag that's holding the fish food and it'll feed the fish.
It's like little dopamine hits.
Yeah, it's like, oh my god, I'm like.
Wait, and it's gonna feed a real fish.
Yeah.
What the
And then there's ones where there's like different sized sticks. Like the biggest one is like a freaking tree trunk, and the dude will pick it up and spin it around for depending on the gift, the size of the stick. So if you donate like a galaxy, he's picking up the tree trunk and spinning it around, and it's like, it's tempting, but then it's like, damn, that's crazy. It's like pay for like an emote.
They're literally like NPCs. They're like doing like random actions on repeat and stuff. But
is it Iva? Oh, I think Iva's. You guys can cut this.
We can cut it. It's all good. It's not live.
Say no to cut it.
Yeah. Is that still going? Yeah, it's all good.
G'day, mate.
Sorry, I'm just driving.
Oh,
I
all
was
good.
trying to press the thing to play the song.
Yeah,
And I accidentally pressed the thing.
no worries, mate.
Oh, it's a butt dial.
No, all good. I'll see you soon then.
Okay.
Alright, bye.
Okay, clap.
Sorry, so where were we?
We're talking about NPCs.
Emotes on TikTok
Emotes,
Live.
yeah.
Is there a way you think you can do that in music?
I don't know. I haven't thought about it that deeply, but yeah. So there's those like the emote ones, and then there's the ones where it's battling, and it's like there's just like two people and they're just shit talking to each other, and then at the same time they're like, yeah, you suck, guys, come on guys, let's beat them, and the whole time I'm thinking like, what are you beating them at?
Yeah.
Because they're just sitting there in their car or something. They're like, come on, chat, let's get this. Come on, we just need 5 galaxies and then we'll beat them. And bro,
This is
galaxy's
pretty-
like $20.
Wow, really?
So then like, and every round is 2 minutes long. So every 2 minutes, they're trying to get like $100 basically.
Yeah.
And some of them do, or more.
This is quite dystopian.
So you do that for an hour, bro. You're like racking it up.
Yeah.
It's like, and all you're doing is just talking crap to the other person. and then if your chat donates enough gifts, I think it mutes the other person.
Whoa.
So they're like, yeah, where are you now? Try say something. Yeah, oh, you can't because you're muted. Come on, chat. Let's get this. Let's keep them muted. Come on, guys. Let's do 5 more galaxies.
Damn.
Every 2 minutes, the round resets.
Whoa.
And they repeat the whole thing. Like, imagine how much you'd be making in like an hour. And you do that every night. Bro, I've literally read about like battlers who can just travel the world because of what they do.
It's called battlers. Like
Battling.
they're a
They're
battler.
Like TikTok
Yeah.
Live battling.
Yeah. And it's like, it's so common. Like, it's crazy. And then I've had agencies trying to sign me up to battle. I'm like,
Really?
what? Yeah. And they're like, yeah, you can do battles. And I'm like, battle what though?
Yeah, like why?
Like,
other than
I'm just trying to make music.
Yeah.
And I'd be like, I'm keen to like grow my business and to like do better.
But it's not just like doing
But I
it for
just
the
wanna
sake of it.
Yeah,
of
I'm
like
trying to make music. I'm not
like,
trying to like be like, hey,
ask everyone for gifts and that's kind of the end of it. Like
yeah, because it's like, what service you? I don't know. It's like
what value are you giving?
But also, I feel like people like drama. It's like watching like a
Reality,
reality TV
yeah.
show, but it's like just 2 people sitting on a seat.
Would you ever?
Come on, guys, let's go. And then just looking at the screen, waiting for people to donate. Yeah.
That's crazy to me. Would you ever do? But a lot of people do like song wars and stuff. Would you ever do that?
That's kind of cool. I don't think I'd do it personally, mainly because I'm not like a vocalist. But
Beat wars.
I feel like that'd be hard because every round's only 2 minutes.
Oh, okay.
So it's like in 2 minutes you have to plus the technology behind it. Like it's not gonna be able to do it in 2 minutes.
Right. Oh, you mean like make the beat in 2 minutes? What if it was
Yeah.
just like people already had the beat and then like they went into rounds against each other?
like beat battle type.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So I do song. I started doing song reviews as well, and that actually generated a lot of income.
Isn't that how you found Ella?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So literally, yeah, people. It's free, but people pay to skip the line.
Oh yeah.
So if there's 20 songs
that's a
in the queue-
great
Timberland does the
incentive.
same thing, doesn't he?
But
Yeah.
that's a great idea, though.
Yeah, so it's like $10 to skip the line.
Yeah.
But then if the skip line is full as well, you can pay double that to skip the skip line.
Whoa.
It's a skip plus.
Whoa.
So then
It's like a theme park.
Skipception.
So then it's like $20 to skip the skip line, and that's like pretty much $40.
Yeah.
Just
That's
from-
pretty good.
from one song.
How often do you do this song
I used to do it a
reviews?
lot, and it used to generate like heaps. Like maybe I do it like 3 or 4 times a week, and each time like it does pretty well.
Mm.
But I feel like I took a bit of a break from it, and when I came back to it, I feel like maybe also because like way more people are doing it now. There's like it doesn't draw as much.
I think consistency on any platform is
Yeah.
like the most important thing, right?
Yeah, but
Like,
then I also think like, man, how many songs will people have to show anyways? But
I
then
think
I'm
there's a
like,
lot
you just-
out there, man. There's a lot out there.
I don't think you'd ever run
You
out
think
of
about
Yeah,
songs.
yeah, I'd always be
Yeah,
thinking like,
yeah.
oh, what? Maybe people just ran out of songs.
No,
nah,
no.
you think like
Isn't there
you scroll
12?
through-
Yeah, yeah.
You scroll, sorry, you scroll through TikTok and how many artists do you see like promoting
Yeah.
it? Like
Everybody.
every day I see like 10, 20, 30 new people that I've never heard of before.
Yeah.
Like across the whole world. You think about just how many artists you've worked with,
Mm,
right? And then
true.
times that by like, you know, 10-fold, 20-fold. Like,
I think there's 12 million artists on Spotify.
That's crazy.
Like you'll never run out of artists.
even if they
to
only
listen
have
to.
one song each.
Yeah, and that's not even counting the artists who want to be an artist but don't have a song out yet.
Mm,
Yeah.
So I think you'll never run out of songs to review.
for sure.
But
Yeah.
I also think with AI and Suno, that's just going to increase. And I wanted to talk about that with you
Yeah.
because you blew my mind the other night. And after what you showed me in like this new creative process, it's really changed the way that I view making music in general. And I think what's happening and what has already been happening is that there's a new order in the way that music's being made, and there's a fork in the road, and there's a lot of people who are really like viscerally against it, and there's a lot of people who are trying to adapt with it. But I want to know more about your process and how you view AI in the creative process when making music, and where the lines are drawn between it supporting humans and not supporting humans.
I think that if you're using AI to create the whole thing, it's like you're not really gonna get what you want. I feel like you still have to pretty much have the whole song done before AI can even give you any kind of perspective of like what you're doing. It's kind of one of those things where in December someone was like, you know, with every kind of new thing in the world that ever gets introduced, you either jump on board when it's early or you miss out on the train, and it becomes like a normal thing that everybody uses, you know? Yeah. But I think it's really good for, I feel like everybody figures out where it works in their creative process. But for me, and I've explained this on my lives too, because people will be like, this sounds like it could be AI generated or whatever. I'm like, it's not. But this is how I use it. So basically, I'll produce the whole track. I'll get the songwriter to write the whole song, and then we'll just do a voice memo of the artist singing or the songwriter. Sometimes we're writing for an artist, you know what I mean? So and when you're recording a demo, that takes time, you know what I mean? If you're tracking a demo,
Ages.
most of the time you don't just do one take. And maybe tracking the demo would take maybe 2 or 3 hours with all the harmonies and ad-libs, but we'll just voice memo all the lyrics and melody with the beat. So we'll play the beat out loud. I'll press start on the voice memo, and I'll just like, okay, sing the song from start to finish. And I've done this virtually too. I'll send the beat, I'll be like, just play the beat out loud and sing along to it and send me the voice memo. So then you have the whole song, and then, you know, the production's mine, songwriting's not AI, melody's not AI. I upload that voice memo, you know, you don't have to do it in time, nothing. You chuck it in AI, you're like, Suno, you're like, you know, the song's 106 BPM, it's in this key, I want it to be this kind of R&B with a little blend of pop. And the thing is, it takes what you've already done and it just spits out like a refined version of it. And I mainly use it for the vocals so that you can hear it in perspective.
Yeah, it gives you the vision.
Yeah, you get a polished demo straight away.
Yeah.
Instead of like having to track the whole thing, it's like you basically pay the AI to track it.
Mm.
And then the AI sings it really well. And then you're like, okay, that's exactly how we wrote it.
Yeah,
So
well, I
they
mean,
didn't really create anything. They just performed it.
interpreted something.
Yeah, and it's really useful for when you're writing for other people, because then it's like they just they hear the AI version. It's like really polished, you know, but it's written by us, melody by us, production by us. I'll stem out the demo that the Suno creates. I'll just take the vocals, put it in my beat, and then they're just learning basically what we wrote.
Yeah, and then at the end of the day, the singer sings the song. It's still a human-made product.
Yeah, so I don't keep any AI like stems in my work. I use AI to kind of give a good representation of what we've written, and then we replace it all.
I think it saves hours, because even if you make a demo for an artist and you're writing songs for artists, like, and you'd have a session where they're listening to the demos you made, they could be like skip, 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 and what each song takes you hours or days.
Yeah.
For them to be like, yeah, skip, 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 and
Yeah, and also like last night, it's like we had a session, and we wrote section by section, right? But as we got the sections, I was like, can you just voice memo this section? And she'll, Iva, amazing. She just sing it into my voice memo, and I'll put her voice memo into my Logic. Oh no, I'll just put it straight into Suno, take the vocals from Suno with her exact melodies, exact lyrics, and put it in, and then you can hear it in real time, and she can just carry on writing, and you can kind of hear what it would sound like without setting up the mic, turning off the speakers, turning up the headphones, gain testing.
getting the right takes.
Yep,
Yeah.
exactly. You save all of that, and you do it in, and I can do that while she continues to write, so it doesn't break the flow.
Would you say that would you say that using Suno to refine a demo, is that cheating? Like, is there cheating in the creative process?
I don't think there's cheating. I think that as long as the ideas are yours, but also it's like, man, sometimes there are little things that AI will do. For example, they'll sing the song exactly as is, right? But they'll add like a little ad-lib at the end. And yes, that ad-lib wasn't my idea, but it's like, I'll hear it, I'll be like, that's cool. So then I'll just add that ad-lib.
Like
and
retrack it.
Yeah. Just because it's like, yeah, there'll be little things that I'm like, that's cool. But and I don't feel like that's cheating, because the essence of the whole song and the idea is already like created by me already, and the artist and the songwriter.
I think, like, no matter what technology, I think, like, what's the difference if you get... Well, first of all, I was someone who was super scared of AI last year. Like, I can understand why people are so against it, because it's so existentially challenging. You don't know what your place is. You don't know what it even is, really. You don't know, like, what your relationship with it is in music. And so your first, like, idea is to, like, ignore it, or just pretend it's not there, or try and wait for regulation. But I don't think regulation is going to come to save you, because this is not something that can be regulated.
But I'll tell you where I would draw the line, where I would say it is cheating, is if you just wrote lyrics with no melody, and then you put your lyrics in and you prompt a song, and then you slap your name on and release it on Spotify, I would say that's cheating, because you didn't come up with any melodies. You just wrote a poem, basically. You're a poet, but you're not a songwriter. You know what I mean? Like, songwriting is not just the lyric, it's the melody. Sometimes it's the chords.
I wonder if that in 10 years we will look, or 20 years, we'll look back at that and be like, well, actually it is music. Because even in the 70s, when the analog synths were introduced and they weren't allowed to win awards, or when you weren't allowed to win awards by sampling someone else's song, that's like the backbone of hip hop. Are we going to look back at this in 25, even 10 years and be like, of course that's music? Like,
I think at the moment, if I'm remembering correctly, the rules are like, you can't just take what AI spat out and release it, like, because nobody owns it. Because like Suno doesn't own it, because Suno didn't create it, but like the AI did. The company Suno didn't. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
the AI did.
The model generated it.
So nobody owns it. But if you then go and retrack everything yourself with what the AI created, then
It becomes yours.
the human prevails, I think is what I read.
Ah.
But you still can't claim the songwriting because the AI wrote the song. If they generated the lyrics, then you can't
Right.
claim publishing.
Ah.
So you kind of need to ideate all the parts, then use AI as a way of like
Refining
or
what you already
or
have.
like taking inspiration and then
Yeah.
redoing it yourself. I feel like part of it is almost in the way we use like LLMs, like ChatGPT. Like the difference is like if I go to ChatGPT and go write me an essay on this and then submit it, like did I write the essay? No.
Yeah, that's a great
if,
point.
If I've written something and then put it into ChatGPT
Proofreading.
and then go, can you proofread this or change, make sure it's grammatically correct?
Use this reference.
And then use that and then edit it again. Like then that's, you know, I feel like it's almost like a similar workflow, but
For sure.
I guess this is a trickier area being art and like, I think,
And then there's the thing of how would they know anyways?
Yeah.
I think at the moment the only thing that's really obvious is AI vocals.
Because
has that
it
little
sounds like
top
the
end
same
thing.
person every time,
Yeah,
right?
but also it has like that little artifact in the top. end.
just a little bit like.
And it
glitchy,
sounds too clean.
Hmm.
But if you just use the instrumental, like you can kind of tell. But as AI develops, I'm sure
It'll
it'll
keep
get
getting
to a
better.
point
Yeah.
where you'll be like, man, I can't tell whether it's like human or AI.
Yeah, in the creative process, I think for like creatives or producers or artists, just generating the idea, I feel like a lot of people will not do because it removes their sense of ownership
But also
in
it
that.
defeats the whole purpose of doing music. Which
Yeah.
is to
I
create.
guess it depends
Yeah.
what your reasons are, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
because like there's a guy who got arrested for I think stealing of royalties because he created like 10,000 AI artists and wrote a bunch of songs and just released all of them and claimed and he had I think like 10,000 bots.
Like listening.
So 10,000 bots just forever streaming all of the AI music. And
This
he had
infinite
like
money hack.
millions of monthly listeners. And yeah, that's stealing revenue because those aren't real listens. Those stolen royalties.
And the music
he-
was totally like AI generated.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he got like years imprisonment for stealing royalties because that is stealing royalties. If you're faking like a stream, that's a fake stream, and even though it's like 0.0001 of a cent or something, it's
Well, at
still,
that level though.
yeah. when
It
that
adds up,
multiplies
yeah.
by a few
Yeah.
million,
Yeah.
now you're actually stealing money
Yeah.
from artists that actually are real.
Because there's like a pool, right? It has to be shared
Yeah,
in
that's
some
right.
sort of capacity.
Yeah.
So, because I know if you don't claim your publishing, then it just goes to the top artist or something like that, right?
It goes so everybody kind of splits it.
Yeah.
I think.
Okay.
And yeah, after a certain amount of time, yeah.
Yeah. If you don't claim,
Yeah.
I don't. Well, how long is it?
I couldn't give you an accurate.
Okay.
Maybe like I don't know. Yeah, I have no clue.
Okay.
But yes, it disappears after a while. So claim your publishing.
Do you think that? Because you made a really good point the other day when I was like, when we were talking about this, and I was like, what about those guys who just kind of write the lyrics? I was like, as long as it's being supporting humans at the end of the day, then I think it's okay. But then you were like, what if someone just generated the lyrics and the ideas, then technically it's still supporting a human. So how do you think that, what do you think the place of creating music will be? What is the landscape looking like in 10 years' time in terms of how do you see music being made in the new generations?
I don't know. I don't know. What do you think?
Well, I feel like after really thinking about what we've been talking about, I think the labels of I'm a musician or I'm a guitar player or I'm a producer or whatever, I think those labels are not going to be productive in terms of the creative process when it comes to creating music, because I think in this new order of music, making music is going to look completely different to how it looks right now.
I think it'll be more about branding and perhaps less about musicians.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's going to be less about the skills that you spent years developing, like playing guitar or something, more so about your ability to prompt or understand. It's more so going to be about your taste. And I think the way that the song comes about is going to be completely and potentially not much. The creative process will be minimal, but I think just these labels that we have now, because that was my identity as a producer, is the reason why I was so scared of being replaced, because my identity is so tied to being a musician or a producer. But as like the more I kind of drop that label, the more I feel like I'm free from feeling like the need to control myself in having a place. Because I feel like if I want to be a producer, I want to make music, we'll find a way no matter what. I just think the conventions of how we actually go about that are going to be completely different. And I just think that'll be the separation between people who can make music work in 10 years compared to the people who can't, because they're tied to old labels and old identities that aren't really serving them in the same way. Like, it's not productive, because they're just going to be victimizing themselves, potentially, I don't know, to the way that it used to be, to the way it is in reality. Even though it's kind of scary, I just think like the way that we view it will be so different. It'll be so alien to the way we do it now, but it's just going to be kind of our reality. And I think what I've noticed about you is that you're really good at adapting. Like
For now.
but that in the present, you're still very good at adapting to change. And I think that's the difference. Like in 10 years, the people who will still be around are going to be the ones who can adapt and mold from old identities to the new ones, to the new conventions of making music. And I think we're still at that fork where people are really against AI, because the more I like reflected on it, what's the difference if you go on Splice and use some person you've never met? Like, it's all about relationships, blah blah blah. But you go on
I guess the person who created is getting paid, versus if you do it with AI, it's like the company that created the AI that's getting paid.
Yeah.
But then how do we know the samples on Splice?
That's what I'm saying. Like, how do we know? Like, if there's like, what if there's some guy who's just making bulk sample packs, bulk drum loops, completely AI generated?
I'm pretty sure it's part of their regulations, because I was reading up on it, and not everybody can make Splice packs. So the Splice contracts labels, and labels contract the artists. But then there's a lot of like regulations about you can't even reuse, like modify a Splice sample or loop and then reuse it and make your own pack.
Yeah.
There's so many like rules about uploading stuff to Splice, and I think that supports human musicians.
Yeah.
Versus and I think that I feel like that's the main difference. Like, if you're using Splice, you're supporting other musicians, versus if you're using Suno, you're
Not really supporting it.
the people that created Suno aren't the people that
I get your
responsible
point.
for the music.
I think what me and Rob are trying to say is that even there's a lot of regulations, but even with the regulations, how do we actually know the people who are uploading samples on Splice aren't just going on Suno or any LLM and generating the idea? Like, we would have no idea to tell. But what I'm saying more so is like the difference between if we make something today, if we use in terms of the creative process, if we make a beat or a song today, and we went on Splice and got a Splice loop, like Sabrina Carpenter, whatever song she made through Splice. Obviously, there's like backlash, but not to the point where if you used AI, there would be way more backlash. But what I'm saying is the sort of effort or the skill that was required is not very different. And I think it's
So the person using
in the like, what's the difference if I go on Splice, search up horn loop, use the horn loop, and then the difference between me going on Suno is make a horn sample. The effort and the time is the same, but one's AI and one's not, and that makes it okay. And what I'm saying is, in 5 to 10 years, I think that stigma is not going to be there anymore, because the new generation of people making music are going to be so used to using Suno or whatever that they won't blink an eye if it's AI generated or not. But then the people in our generation or the previous generations, they're still not used to it, and they're still scared of it, and that'll be the difference, I think, from the people who are really doing well and the people who couldn't quite adapt to the changing world. But yeah, I don't know. I think.
But yeah, I don't know.
Who knows, bro? Yeah, who knows? I can't tell the future. I don't know. Like, I don't really
It's
know.
so rapidly changing as well. Like, I feel like it's so hard to predict how things are gonna evolve. I think it's important to stay open and stay educated, because things are changing so rapidly. But then also understanding, I think at this point, you know, it is personal as to where you draw the line. Like, and for everyone, it's going to be different. And I think that comes into understanding your own creative process, what you're okay with, what you're not okay with, and staying informed about what's happening. I think people will maybe suffer if they're not trying to understand like how things are adapting. I don't think that means you have to use these tools. Like no one has to use these tools. But I think understanding them and what they do is important to stay kind of in the loop, relevant if you're trying to like be in the music industry. And whether you use those tools or not, I think just the education is important.
Yeah, I mean, last year I was not educating myself, and I think that was just making me more scared. But now that we've had these chats and we've had sessions where we are like just learning like in real time essentially what people are doing and how it's being used, I actually feel a lot more confident about making music because I just know what's out there. I know the capabilities, and I know I'm learning about our place and our relationship with AI in the creative process. But yeah, I'd really say that the more that I've learnt about it, the less I'm scared, because the more I can adapt to the changing order. But the more I avoided it, the more I was becoming scared, because there was no hope. I was like, bro, we're cooked.
Yeah, and I think even if you don't want to use those tools, I think you have to understand them to know how to differentiate yourself from the tool, to then be like, okay, this tool is making everything super fast, like I can't keep up with that speed. What do I provide that's different to speed that still makes me competitive in a landscape where people are using this tool? And accepting that people do use the tools as well, because people do.
That's reality. Yeah.
And I think ignoring it just puts you on the back foot in that sense.
Definitely.
Whether you're using it or not. Yeah.
Yeah, and I really like the way that you've approached it. Like, you're supporting your ideas, you're making ideas come more easily, where before it would take days potentially due to the same amount of effort. But I think it's just making your process a lot more streamlined, and you're able to generate so many really good ideas, but just in a shorter amount of time. And I think that's also the beauty. Like, it's scary, but I think that's like one of the big things that I actually think are really cool about it. Like, you can just create so many perspectives of where your song could go in such a little amount of time. But ultimately, you're still supporting humans, you're still supporting yourself, and when it goes to release, it will be human, which I think that's the important thing. As long as it's supporting humans at the end of the day, or the human music industry to some degree, like, it really aids but doesn't replace, and I think that will be great. But it's just, at this point, it's just really scary still. And I think going back to the live streaming thing, the connection of like having a live stream is just going to be so important in terms of like having people that want to support you, want to know what you're up to. And personally, we've just completely copied your content style. Like, we really need to start posting content. We're like, yeah, we do. And then we just like, well, and we just saw your content. We're like, well, let's just try and do it like this. Yeah, like, how do we do it in our way? But personally, you've been like the guide in terms of like what we kind of try and post.
That's fun.
That's buzzy.
Yeah. Well, is there anything that you're releasing, or is there anything coming out that people should be keeping their eyes out for?
Honestly, I feel like I kind of lose track of like what. Sometimes I'll wake up and then, because I follow the artists that I work with, it'll just be on my like release radar. Oh, it's out now. And it's really cool. But I might be working on a project this year. I feel like
Your own project?
Yeah, like a
Nice.
producer project. And
Oh,
I wanna,
sick,
like,
sick.
get 10 songs featuring different artists
Yeah.
on each one.
Yeah.
So I've been thinking on that at the moment. Other than that, just, keep making music and breathing.
I mean
And
this
eating.
I mean this in the best way, but when we were talking about music the other night, every time we went on to a new topic, and your eyes lit up. Like I was like, bro, you're a nerd in the best way possible.
Yeah, for
like
sure. I'm a geek.
you geek out on this, and it's like your love for the music is real. So it's
Especially the automation stuff you're talking about. I talk about it in my conversations with other people. Like, imagine if you just set up like this chain of events that happen on their own.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then it saves you hours because you're putting AIs to work or like bots. You know?
Yeah, we're using it to save you time.
Yeah.
But
Time is the most valuable currency.
I want to say that like you're a huge inspiration to what we were doing, and it's really cool that also that you're just a really nice and chill guy, easy to talk to, like super humble, super down to earth, and that you've made so much time for us as well. So I really appreciate you coming onto this, and I think there'll be so much value for producers and artists and creatives in general that they can use from this conversation.
Yeah, I hope so. Thanks for including me on this.
All right. I think that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Beautiful.
All right. Just in time.
Just in time.